Hindu temples have been chained since the Britishers invaded India and plundered it. After the colonists left India, Hindu temples should have been freed. Their funds should have been used for Hindu purposes alone. However, Hindu temple money has been used for funding minority institutions. Interestingly, Hindu temple money, for reasons best known to the people concerned, is not considered haram. Now, Karnataka has taken the first step to liberate Hindu temples. Hindu temple money will be used for Hindu purposes alone. Period. Other states must fall in line too. Hi and welcome. You're watching TFI English, the national and socio-political analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am your host Piyush, and in this video I will tell you why Hindus must rally to free the temples from the government control, and that the action taken by the Karnataka government is the first step towards achieving the same. So let's begin. In a very significant step which will pave the way for Hindu temples to be ultimately freed from state control, the BJP-ruled state of Karnataka has prohibited the use of Hindu temple money for any non-Hindu purposes. Now, the finances of Hindu temples will be used for Hindu causes alone. In an order notified earlier this week, the government of Karnataka prohibited the use of Hindu religious and charitable endowments, also known as Muzarai Department, for causes other than that of temples. The order dated July 26th bars the division of both the Tastic and the annual grants to 757 non-Hindu religious centers and 111 prayer centers, which were non-Hindu in nature. As per the order, this step was taken as members of the state and district Dharmic Parishads objected to the division of funds annually to other religious institutions. Even the Minister for Muzarai, Kota Srinivas Pujari, had emphasized the needs for other religious institutions of non-Hindu character to be provided finances by either the concerned backward class or minority welfare department. Following such calls, the Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowments Department notified the order barring any provision of funds to non-Hindu causes and institutions from either the Tastic amount or the annual grants. Following protests by various Hindu groups, Minister for Muzarai Kota Srinivas Pujari had directed all acts of financial support for non-Hindu causes from the department to be halted with immediate effect. However, Pujari had also said until our government came to power, Tastic amount meant for temples was also being provided to other religious institutions. Upon receiving this information, we have directed that all utilization of funds for non-Hindu purposes be stopped immediately. Now, the order notified on July 26th instructs that such grants be given to the concerned non-Hindu institutions through the Department of Minority Welfare, Hajj and Waqf. It is beyond all sanity for Hindu finances and temple revenue to be used not for Hindu purposes but for financing activities of minority religious institutions and paying the salary of the people involved in non-Hindu causes. The practice is rampant, particularly in South India, where the governments control Hindu temples as though it is their own property. These governments then divert temple funds to minority religious institutions while Hindu institutions continue to languish in the absence of adequate funds. The BJP-ruled state of Karnataka has taken a landmark decision in the right direction. Now, the finances of Karnataka's temples will be used solely for Hindu purposes. The government of Karnataka has set a precedent which all states must follow, but which they are most likely to ignore. Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, these are all states ruled by secular parties. While Tamil Nadu is currently ruled by the DMK and Kerala is controlled by the left, in Andhra Pradesh, an explicitly pro-missionary chief minister is in power. Therefore, for the temples of such states to not have their revenue directed towards other religious institutions will be a Herculean task. Yet, Hindus must make sure that their revenues do not get used for secular purposes in any state. In May last year, TFI had reported how the Tamil Nadu government asked 47 major temples of the state to cough up a total of 10 crore rupees as a contribution to the CM's relief fund so as to aid in the fight against COVID-19. Meanwhile, Kerala's Guruvayur temple was made to contribute 5 crores to the CM's relief fund by the communist government of the state, using its proxies in the Guruvayur Devasam board. What is more disturbing is the fact that such loot of Hindu temples is permitted by the constitution, while other religious communities enjoy absolute freedom from the government in their places of worship. The practice of the government being bestowed with powers to administrate temples dates its origins back to colonial India, when the Britishers thought it fit to assume control over temples whenever they so desired. The Madras Hindu Religious and Endowments Act of 1927 was initially supposed to include Muslims and Christians. However, following protests, they were dropped from the purview of the said regulation, making government control over temples applicable only to Hindus. It is now time to kick the governments out of Hindu temples. Karnataka has taken a significant step in that direction, and Hindus must ensure that other states do the same as well.